All right. IOBA. My name is TC. This is the awareness channel. Now, the reason why I hit it with that whole intro title is because I want certain individuals to know exactly who it is that's talking to them. Okay? IOBA, Institute of Black Awareness. Awareness as in woke. My name is TC. And this message goes to Nick Fuentes specifically. Because I'm about tired of his motherfucking ass. Myron Gaines. Who else? Anybody else who think like that. But these two motherfuckers in particular. Because they like to come out and talk they anti-black shit full-throated. So, I put on my African medallion, bam. I got my Rastafarian beads, bam. I got my wrist bracelets, my wrist beads. I got my goddamn other wrist beads, my big black ones. I got a do-rag on, so you'll know I'm a black American. You dig me? I'm trying to black it up on purpose for these two motherfuckers and the people that think like them. I am pretty tired of hearing Nick Fuentes. With a name like Fuentes, you'd think this motherfucker would know better, but Nick Fuentes, every time his motherfucking numbers ain't what they think he is, he got to start dumping on black people. He got to start pointing out all the flaws and shit that's wrong in the black community. He got to start saying shit like he wish he could go to sleep and wake up and there was no black people. What is this motherfucker's problem with black people? Did a nigga take your girlfriend in middle school, my man? I think that's what happened. A nigga took his girlfriend. Or did what happened? Did you get your ass whooped by the brothers when you was back in school? Or you ain't never been around no real brothers? Because people like him, Nick Fuentes, people like you, they look like they scour the internet for black people behaving badly, and they try to make it seem like that's all black people, that we all act like that. Now, when I go up and I pull up a video and I see Billy Bob and Jethro out in the country fucking chickens, give it a whirl, Homer. Do I project that on to all white people? When I see motherfucking meth head Johnny with his one good tooth stumbling around the hood looking for drugs, do I project that on to all white people? When I see some old skinny ass, no ass having, scraggly ass hoe looking for a fix, do I project that on to all white women? When I see some crazy ass Karen all up in somebody's face, minding somebody's business, acting like the crazy bitches that they are, do I project that on all white people? I do not. Because I know most white people don't act like that. And I don't try to make money off the few people that do act like that. So when you go into the black neighborhood or you see some black people and you don't like the behavior, don't try to project that on all black people. Because most of us don't act like that. That's got nothing to do with us. Most black people don't even act like those coons that you hate so much. Candace Owens and Officer Tatum and all of the so-called Uncle Toms. We don't act like that either. You dig me? We don't. We go to work, we come home, we pay our motherfucking taxes just like you. Now, as far as intelligence goes. God damn, they kill me with that one. They kill me with that one. Black people ain't got no intelligence. They got low IQ. First, I need you to explain to me what the letters in IQ stand for. Second, I want you to explain to me what intelligence is. Not how much knowledge you've acquired and how much shit you remember. What is intelligence? I need you to explain that to me. You know, what your and then, like I always say, where in the color spectrum between the blackest black and the whitest white does the IQ shift? Where? I need to see that. I need to see these brilliant motherfucking white folks you like to talk about so much. You dig me? Because I've been working around white folks my whole life and ain't none of them been no super genius that I or my people couldn't touch. So all of that bullshit about black people having lower IQs, the fact that you even think that indicates that you yourself have a low IQ and you don't know what intelligence really is. You don't know what intelligence really is. Because if you knew what intelligence really was, then you wouldn't say some of the shit you said because it makes you look stupid. Nick. And it's hard to even talk about a no pussy getting ass person like Nick. But I'm gonna give Nick an example, just to see how intelligent he is. If I take Nick and I put Nick in the motherfucking rainforest, I mean, he's the most intelligent of the species. I put him in the rainforest, just drop his ass in there. I want to see with his intelligent self how he can survive 5 days. Because he is so intelligent, he'll be able to figure out how to find water, how to make fire, what plants to eat, what not to step on, how to hunt wild game. He'll be just that smart to be able to figure that shit out quickly without anybody telling him anything. Because I'm sure if you take a person who lives in a rainforest and plops his ass in a boardroom, he wouldn't know what to do either. No matter how intelligent he is. The comparison would come with how long it would take for that person to figure it out. I mean, how long would it take Nick to figure out how to get out the rainforest, and how long it would take the indigenous person to figure out what's going on in the boardroom? I remember back when I took a psychology course. It's a long fucking time ago. Keep in mind, I graduated from high school 50 years ago. I remember intelligence. That's what the I in IQ means. Was somebody's ability to learn and utilize new knowledge, to be able to understand new concepts and ideas, to be able to function in an unfamiliar society, in an unfamiliar, environment. Stuff like that. Not how much information you've been able to retain over the years. You dig me? It's all about environment, Nick. It's all about who taught you, what they taught you, how fast you were able to get that information, how good the teacher was. There's a lot of factors that play into how much somebody knows. But basic intelligence, that's a human thing. That depends on where you're at and who's, like I said, where you're at and what you need. Now, a sign of somebody that's not that intelligent is somebody who, I don't know, deliberately destroys themselves, do shit that are detriment to themselves and to others, like excessive greed. That's a sign of ignorant motherfucker to me. Excessive greed, a motherfucker who wants it all, who wants more. A motherfucker who think that by virtue of their accident of birth that they more intelligent than the next person. That's ignorant. And that's Nick. You feel me? A motherfucker who holds some stupid ass double standard when the same problems exist all across society. All across society. All they do is change the verbiage a little bit to clean it up, depending on who they talking about. You know? Quick example. When they're talking about a black woman, a young black woman, she got 2 kids. 2 kids from 2 different relationships. But the way they'll cook that shit up is she got 2 baby daddies. But when Becky does the same thing, she has 2 children from 2 prior relationships. See how they clean that shit up? See how the verbiage works? When they say, I said this the other day, when they say that the black unemployment rate is 6.5%, they don't say the black employment rate is 93.5%. You dig me? They don't say the positive thing. They say the negative thing to get your mind focused on how quote unquote lazy black people are. But the laziest people on the planet got to be them Caucasians. Because them Caucasians, shit, they fought a whole war to keep from doing any work. They fought a whole war, and they would have won too. The South would have won the Civil War were it not for the black soldiers, 200,000 of them. Nick don't never say nothing about shit like that. But 200,000 of them fought in the Civil War, and that's how the North won. That's how the Union won. That is why there's a United States and not 2 separate countries on this continent. Just saying. You know? And as far as, what did he say? Everybody wishes that they could go to sleep one day, or everybody thinks that the world would be better if black people didn't exist. Everybody knows that the world would be better if y'all didn't exist. Because who has done more stealing, killing, and destroying than the Europeans? All over the world, colonizing, killing, wiping out whole cultures, whole civilizations. Because they didn't understand them. They never brought no civilization nowhere at no point in history to no one. They destroyed civilizations that they did not understand. That's what they did. Oh, and Nick, please stop telling people that black people didn't have written language. Please stop telling people that black people didn't make multi-level dwellings to live in. Please stop trying to convince people that the Egyptians were anything but black. Because you sound stupid. You really do. You sound like you haven't read any real history. Well, matter of fact, it's obvious, Nick, that you haven't read any real history. And like I keep saying Nick, but it's Nick and whoever the fuck else think like Nick. You know? Now, let me switch over to Myron Gaines just for a minute. Myron Gaines, you come from Somalia, country in Africa. Your funny looking ass ain't accepted by white folks or black folks. Because I heard the white boy call you a sand nigga and you didn't have no smoke for him, no heat. No heat. But when you're talking about black people, you want to get all amped up. Like you can actually do something. I mean, if somebody got in your face, what you gonna do, Myron? You know what I mean? What are you gonna do? You can't whoop nobody's ass. You know? And here's another thing. Show me a country where the language is the same from one end of the country to the other end. I don't give a fuck how big the country is. Show me the country where there are no distinct dialects connected to what region of the country you live in. Show me. Like Myron, in Somalia, where your monkey ass come from. Show me where the people in the East and the people in the West speak exactly the same. On the island of England, the people speak differently from the north to the south and the east and the west. In the United States, there are different dialects all across this country, from city to city. So, if you hear a motherfucker say ax instead of ask, that's called dialect. You feel me? We have a language that we can speak, and we can speak it so fast that you won't understand what we're saying until somebody starts whooping on your ass. Then you'll realize what they said. But until you won't realize what they're saying, and the conversation will be over with before you even realize you're being talked about. We do it all the time, Myron. You just don't know because you don't understand. And it's not meant for you to understand. Oh yeah, we can do that. But for Myron and Nick Fuentes and Charlie Kirk and all these other racist assholes that are on the internet talking this shit about black people going somewhere, just know, we ain't going nowhere. If you want to be in a homogenous fucking country, take your monkey ass to Sweden someplace. And even there you ain't going to escape niggas, not entirely. But it's a lot fewer there than it is here. Myron, if you so tired of black people, get your monkey ass back over to Somalia, where your people at, and everybody look just like you. Not. But it won't be, at least it won't be none of us there. Take your ass on back there. Y'all always telling us to go someplace. We home. Just saying, we home. We got blood in this soil. You dig me? All the way from the Revolutionary War to this bullshit they got going on in Venezuela. Black people been there. Black people. So, we ain't going anywhere. If you can't stand black people, if you get nervous every time a carload of black people roll up next to you at a red light, that's a personal motherfucking problem. Like we say down south, you scared, say you scared. Or If you're afraid, say you're afraid. But anyway, I don't know if them two motherfuckers gonna see this video, and if they see it, I don't even know if they'll understand it. But for those that do understand what the fuck I'm talking about, tell Myron and Nick Fuentes and anybody else who think like that, the IOB said, y'all can go piss up a motherfucking rope, because we ain't going no goddamn where. You dig me? That's it for now, y'all. Thanks for listening to me talk my shit. Hit the subscribe button on your way out, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. TC, and I'm out. Peace.